Folks, Vinny from the band Sponge. We're out here at the Loft in Saline, Michigan, recording studio on this gorgeous spring day, getting ready to start the recording of our 8th studio record. The record is called, ta-da, The Beer Sessions. We partnered up with Pledge Music to make this all happen, and we can't thank you folks enough. Now, you might ask, well, why the Beer Sessions? Well, it's simple, because we need each other. Brewers need music, and Lord knows we need beer. What we decided to do for each track that we cut, we're bringing in a different craft brewer to talk music and to talk beer. So here's the deal. Come along for the ride, pour yourself a pint of beer, and let's get started. Let's get working on the Beer Sessions. Come on upstairs. Bring a fresh beer. It's our new rock jam, man. It's called The Whores Are Closing In.
Depends on, you can do it any way you want, you know what I mean? But they did the bass and the drums and the vocal,
Yeah.
scratch vocal, scratch guitar.
Bass and drums are the same in every song that's ever been written. You do anything we want on that. Yeah, and it's up to them just to kind of make something great happen. There's some things that are like set in stone, like this chord will go here, this chord will go here. There's certain accents that people will do. There's the feel of it in a certain area. And then Andy's job is like, we know we do these hits, but we know we can have a sweet riff. That one.
What's that?
A lot of that one. Yeah, the So that would be the bass, drums, and the guitar, and then Kyle, the other guitar player, will come later and hear what's there and say, okay, I have my job as a second guitar player to add to it at the right times, but not too much, otherwise it just gets turned off.
Until you play it.
Because it might be too big.
You're not can you cut that like in half?
Alright, well,
That's way too Nickelback.
No one's heard it until today except for Vinny. He just walked in with it on a piece of paper and an acoustic guitar. He's like, here, check this out. He was just kind of play it through once so we know what it is. It's like, because I envision it as done in the style of this, but kind of like this.
But it's good stuff, man. What we were talking about was how you got your start in brewing. You know, your history, your background, how you ended up at Atwater, because you're not a Detroit guy.
Right. No, I'm not.
Originally.
I'm an East Sider, but you know,
Right.
northern East Sider. So, yeah, basically just kind of fell into brewing through, you know, admiration for craft brews, and at the time there weren't a lot of craft brews on the market, so Bell's was doing very well, you know, and there were a couple other players, but you know, it's the Guinnesses and the Blue Moon and whatever else that, ooh, this is really good. This isn't what I steal out of my dad's fridge.
Right.
And you know, it kind of turned into a passion. You know, once you start seeing the festivals and the camaraderie around this beer that, you know, people are producing, and you know how in depth they get with everything that they do, because it's their life.
It's a
But
culture thing.
It
I
is.
think is what it's turned into. Because years ago, when I first started drinking beer, and I hate to say when I started drinking beer, but if you start to remember when these beers existed, like, and Hams is back out again. But I was drinking Hams and Pfeiffer and Falstaff, Stroh's, but I stopped drinking Stroh's when they split Detroit. Man, I was done. Man, I was like, well, man, I don't know about that anymore. That kind of broke my heart a little bit, quite frankly. But sometimes I think the newer beer, maybe people go, I don't want to drink my dad's beer. That's my dad's stuff. And the newer stuff is that there's so many different choices. I think.
I think that's the appeal, is all the choices. You know.
Well, I mean, it's really two different subjects, though. It's the craft of making the beer, but then it's the business of beer. It's like this.
Right.
Here we are up here.
Right.
You can hear the guitar in the background. It's like we're making music. You know what I mean? But then there's the business aspect of music too, man, which is always a challenge, and it's been changing constantly, especially over the last 15 years.
proprietary yeast strain for our lagers that nobody else has in the
What do you mean
world.
proprietary? Like, you guys copyright that thing?
It's literally ours.
Wow.
No one else has that. So he developed that with the yeast lab and made it our own. So we have a lager that's unique to us. Pilsners, anything that we do with our lager yeast is completely unique to us. Everything's changed, now that reaching this height in popularity, of the craft beer, we're seeing our tactics are changing. What are we doing? A lot of people are moving to different states and introducing their product there.
We just drink it and enjoy it.
Well,
Now I got to
you
think
kind of
about
ruin
my
yourself when you go deeper. The further down the rabbit hole you go, you become a little bit less impressed and a little bit more interested in what's actually happening.
But that's the allure of what you do. I mean, same with making music. We go a little
Exactly.
farther than the average listener. So it's got to be the same in your culture.
Of course.
To understand the mechanics and the science.
That's what it is.
How
It's the
to
game.
make the perfect product people want.
We make sessionable beers for the market that, some are very approachable, some are, intermediate, but, at the end of the day, we want people to be happy.
We're here to talk about beer, Atwater Beer. What did you bring for us today?
All right, well, I'm going to start you where I start every Atwater tasting. So we're looking at Dirty Blonde. We're going to be drinking Dirty Blonde.
And one of the popular items at Atwater.
It is one of our more popular items, yes.
Did I splash you?
Nope, I'm good.
So
Cheers.
Dirty Blonde's a wheat ale. I don't want to say your standard wheat ale, but it's a damn good wheat ale. We also add a little coriander, a little orange peel to that.
Cheers, let's try the beer.
All right, brother.
Why does my swig take a lot longer than your swig? I'm taking it all in.
Professional.
Wow. Fantastic. So, Matt, right now we got the Atwater Lager. Why don't you explain a little bit about that beer?
This is a beer I hold close to my heart. Part of the reason I joined up with this company is due to the fact that they make really, really good lagers, and the reason why. Pay homage to the people that have done this before us, and really put out a product that nobody can copy of our own. Some may try, most will fail. And that's why I'm really proud of this beer.
Where can we buy this beer? Is it everywhere?
Widely distributed.
Everywhere. Dirty
At a
Blonde?
great price point too. I mean, we're putting this out there at a good price for a 12-pack or a 24-pack. So you're going to be able to get this.
Probably
beer.
not $7 like Milwaukee's Best in 1996,
Well,
right?
you get down to that price point, you might want to reconsider your choices for a minute and maybe life decisions. But
Life decisions.
yeah.
Here's the nose.
No, yeah. So Going Steady is our session grapefruit IPA. It's a simple concept. You take the large, really nice IPAs that everybody has. I mean, it's like 80% of the beer market is IPAs. Cut the alcohol, keep the flavor. Thins the beer body out a little bit, but we really craft it with the hops to give you that full hop flavor. It's nice to be able to enjoy some IPAs that won't put you under the table after a couple. You'll
Unless
hear
you
them.
want to be put under it.
Unless you want to be. So, like I said, I'll repeat the word drinkability until
Drinkability.
the sun's down. But I like to enjoy a lot of beers.
This week.
There you go.
Still light. The grapefruity thing is way in the back of the head, though. You know what I
Right.
mean? The hops, grapefruit.
Keeps you drinking.
That's the next
One's
T-shirt.
not
Drinkability,
enough.
or on the back, keeps you drinking.
Keeps you drinking. Traverse City Cherry Wheat. Personally, I love this beer. Again, another rendition of one of our wheat ales for a base, and we add 100% all natural Montmorency cherries from Traverse City.
I've had this before, but I'm going to try it again.
All right.
Because I'm going to hold my comments until I try it now. But people think cherries, what, sweet, tart, right? This is a this is kind of a
The
tart.
misconception is that, you know, cherries and blueberries. And,
Or like you said,
It's-
earlier, maraschino cherry.
yeah, it's really not the case. I mean, these cherries, you know, the different kinds of cherries out there, I don't think a lot of them fall into the sweet category, even if they are semi-sweet. So the Montmorency is actually really tart.
So next up, we got the famous, right? Famous
Oh, buddy.
vanilla Java porter.
We work with a light porter base, so people get scared off by, oh my God, it's a porter. It's going to be, you know, super astringent. And, you know, everything.
Right.
that a
There's no
porter
way you
is.
can drink 4 for lunch.
Exactly. You know, what we've done is we've backed that off quite a bit. So, you know, lowering the alcohol content for one, and taking some of that fullness out of the body. You know, it makes it very drinkable. And again, this word keeps coming up, drinkability. You've got it here. So with that porter base, we've also added the elves added overnight. Somehow it got in there. I can't
Oh, so
elaborate
it's-
on it.
Get this, elves. Right. They're on the payroll.
The
at
brewery
Atwater.
elves, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Cheers, brother.
Exactly how you described. Not heavy, but lots of flavor.
Lots of flavor.
Lots
A lot
of
going
flavor.
on.
Wow. Well, this has been fantastic, Matt. Thank you. Matt from
Thank you.
Atwater. Vinny from Sponge.
Prost.
The beer sessions.